Luke from Rebel Reviews. I'm here today to review the Apple HomePod. Just got this week and I'm excited to review it. This is the box it comes in. It's very nice, very compact, doesn't waste a lot. It has two pieces to the box. This actually comes out and you can see the hole on the inside to protect the HomePod. It does come with instructions here at the very bottom, but they're pretty useless because it's pretty simple to set up. All you have to do is turn your iPhone on or unlock your iPhone or your iPad near the HomePod while it's turned on. So I got the black. This thing is pretty heavy. That's one thing I like about it. It feels like it's a good quality design. It's not gonna fall off the counter very easily, at least. It is very nicely built. It has almost like a foam mush side to it, which right now feels really nice. I don't know how that's going to last long term. I'm a little bit afraid if I press too hard or if it falls over a little bit, that it could actually do some permanent damage to it. So anybody that has kids or cats or anything that would be near this thing, you might want to think twice about where you put it and make sure that it's not going to be somewhere that can be turned over very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and let you see what happens when you turn it on. Now, remember that I've already synchronized it and paired it up to my system, so it won't do exactly what it does from the start, but it will sort of show you what happens. So right now, it's just going to sit here, and let's see. Should have a little light come on in a second if I made sure I plugged it in right. Yep, there we go. All right, so it's plugged in, and you can see a little light on top there, so I had to press that light, and it's on, it's ready to go. When you press that on the top, it actually activates Siri, just like it would when you press that button on your home screen on your iPhone. It does a pretty good job of playback for music. It's very good speaker quality, which seems to be what it has over its competitors. It does have a nice little touch screen on the top where you can see the plus and the minus. That will actually turn the volume up and down. If you touch it, it starts. If you touch it again, it stops. The one complaint I have is this is gloss. As you can see, it reflects everything, including fingerprints. So after a while, you'll start to develop some fingerprints on here that if you're OCD clean like me, you're gonna have to wipe off of there, and that's kind of a pain to have to always go back and remember to do that. The other thing I don't like about it is it uses Hey Siri. When you say Hey Siri, it opens or is listening for a command. The same thing happens on The same thing happens on your phone. If you remember, when you say that phrase, it actually responds from your phone. So what I had to do is actually turn my phone off because they were competing with each other. I wish that Apple would have figured out a way to make those two things coexist in the same environment without fighting with each other. Because now what happens is, let's say I like to use my Hey Siri commands in the car. Well, now I'm not gonna have that because I turned it off so that my HomePod can use it at home. So that's kind of a little bit of a pain. Again, I'm a little worried about the mushiness of this thing. It feels like if I press it too hard, it could really do some damage. It almost feels like for the computer guys out there, have you ever, or the car guys out there, like the really sharp blades at the top of like a radiator or a computer fan that you can press really hard and dent them and see them bend and they won't bend back. That's sort of how this feels. It feels like if I pressed really hard, I would actually do some damage. May not affect the way that this thing works, but it would affect the way it looks, especially on the inside, and potentially could do some more damage later on. So anyway, I have been using it for a while. I've used it to get the weather and things like that. So what you would do is say something like, Hey Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently clear and 53 degrees in Nashville. Temperatures are heading down from 53 degrees to 44 tonight.
So that's pretty nice. The one complaint I have with its functionality is no Spotify. You can stream to it from Spotify through AirPlay, which is it's a good midway point, but I really feel like you should be able to play your music from Spotify natively on the device without having to go to your phone, because not all the time I'm going to have my phone with me or charged or around me. But anyway, one cool little feature that I didn't realize it had was it is able to play audio from your Apple TV. So I have an Apple TV in my bedroom. I don't have any sort of fancy speaker in there, so I was able to actually synchronize my Apple TV with my HomePod, and now I can use this as a speaker. So I get better quality sound from my TV when it goes through the Apple TV and this device. It doesn't sync to my TV, which is kind of a bummer. I have a Samsung UHD TV. I can't synchronize through Bluetooth, but I can synchronize through Apple proprietary technology and software. So that's kind of nice, but I wish they would go ahead and open it up to all Bluetooth, because I do like the fact that I could potentially use this as a Bluetooth receiver or a Bluetooth speaker. So anyway, those are my main things. I worry, again, to recap, I worry about the way that this feels mushy. I don't like the glossy color. It feels like it's going to leave a lot of fingerprints. It's not as well-rounded as most other competitors like Alexa. It doesn't have all the nice features like Spotify and such. It is cool that it has really good sound quality, and it does stream from your Apple TV. So I would go ahead and pick one up if you have the extra money and you're an Apple fan. And one more thing, make sure you have the Apple Music app installed whenever you're setting this up. I did not have that installed. I got to a white setup screen and I could not move past, and I ended up having to go back and install the Apple Music app. So it's very heavily tied to Apple Music. Anyway, so go ahead and enjoy and let me know your feedback. Thanks.